Hey guys, it's Holly, and today we'll be taking a look at the smallest and, in my opinion, probably the most boring of the brand new LEGO Harry Potter summer wave. And that is the Hogwarts Carriage and Thestrals, which is set 76400 and will retail for $20 US and 32 Australian. To me, this set really is just sort of underwhelming, coming off the back of what was my favourite smallest Harry Potter set of all time, which was the Polyjuice bathroom. But nevertheless, it has some really cool pieces and 2 exclusive minifigures, so let's go and have a look at it. So here's the Thestral carriage all built up, and overall, while everything is accurate and just as I expect it to be, it feels incredibly underwhelming for its price point, especially when compared to a lot of the other LEGO Harry Potter small sets that we've gotten in previous years, and even just other sets from other themes at this price point. But before I sort of go into why, I'll show you our 2 brand new exclusive minifigures, which honestly are probably the highlight of this set besides the Thestrals. First up, as always, is Harry, and to my complete surprise, he actually comes with a brand new torso, as well as this little apple piece to a Thestral. I'm really shocked that LEGO actually did a brand new print for this. They very easily could have just brought back the one from the Room of Requirement, but I really appreciate the fact that they went that extra step and made it more accurate, and this is one of the reasons why I think LEGO Harry Potter this year is doing fantastic. It really feels like they're listening to the fans and taking on this feedback, and it's incredible to see, because I do really like that torso as sort of unique and niche as it is. The rest of Harry, however, is nothing special. We've got the same head and hair as usual, and just some plain black legs. And next up to go alongside Harry, we have Luna, who I am completely shocked actually comes with mid-legs. I really didn't think the designers were going to go through and sort of correct that mistake with Luna's legs to match up her year group stuff. It just makes me so happy to see, even though I would have loved some sort of feet printing, considering she is barefoot in this scene, but at the end of the day, I'm just happy that they corrected that error. Luna also comes along with this really nice Quibbler printed tile piece, which is the exact same as the Hogwarts trunk from earlier this year, and her face and her hair are exactly the same as usual, but she has a brand new torso print with a purple cardigan, which gives her purple arms. She also has her blue satchel, which overall I think is really neat, and I love the detail and sort of design that they've gone for her on her. I mean, I feel like Luna, for considering how many movies she's in, has been a pretty oversaturated character, but it is really interesting and really exciting as well that they are correcting her and they're doing her in all these different outfits, considering how, I guess, unique and different she is. So here is the remainder of the set, and overall there's really not that much to it. The Thestral comes in his own sort of individual bag, and really the other highlight of this set is this tiny little baby Thestral who I absolutely love, but I feel like just creating that brand new piece took away a lot of the budget for this set. Now, I do absolutely love this build, but overall I think this could have been a much smaller set with maybe just 1 minifigure and cutting this tree out completely. I feel like this on its own would have been enough. Would the Thestral have probably fit into the scene being the carriage? No, maybe you could have even just had this and had Luna on the carriage and made an extra small set for LEGO Harry Potter, because I feel like what they've tried to do is just combine these 2 scenes because they both had Thestrals and make a set, and while I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, I just feel like it's very lackluster. A lot of the budget goes towards these bigger molds, which is understandable. I mean, this larger Thestral one was already existing, it was already a thing, it's just been brought back, but I mean, the main disappointment I think for me just comes down to this tree, and honestly, the carriage build is a lot weaker, and I guess just not as, like, full as I expected. But before we talk about that, I do want to show off this baby Thestral piece, because this thing is absolutely adorable. He is so tiny and so small and so precious, and this is something I never expected to get in LEGO Thorm. I always thought that, you know, they can do that scene where Luna and Harry are feeding the Thestrals. I didn't actually expect it to be a thing though. And overall, the mold is absolutely incredible. I love as well how similar to the larger Thestral it is. I think LEGO did a fantastic job here.
Up next is the Thestral and the Carriage, and it looks exactly how I would expect it to look. It looks a lot like the movie. I'm also glad that the Thestral piece is back. However, one thing I definitely don't like about it is the use of the dark bluish grey pieces. Like, maybe LEGO decided to do that because there's sort of like those dark bluish grey tones in the wing of the creature, but to me, this just stands out like a sore thumb, especially because they do give you the option to sort of have the Thestral on its own by giving you an additional 1x2 dark bluish grey plate, so you could swap it out and just have him be independent, which again sort of leads me to believe that's why we're really trying to smush the two scenes together, because the Thestrals weren't carrying a cart with them when they were just chilling in the Forbidden Forest. But if I take the Thestral away and we have a look at the cart, you probably sort of see what I mean by it's a tiny bit lackluster. Just the sides of this are literally built up with one flat tile. Like, there's really not a lot to it. And I mean, it works and it looks really good, but like, there's no railing, there's no, I guess, sort of additional detail. Now, don't get me wrong, I really do like the carriage's design. I think it looks really accurate, I think it looks really good. I love the giant silver wheels on it, as well as like these tiny little steps made out of those sort of not even hinged, they're like panel pieces, I'm pretty sure Brooklyn calls them. I even love the fact that they've included a little door at the back. I think it's really neat and a nice feature, but overall to me, for some reason, it just feels really lackluster, and I feel like a lot of it comes down to just the seating area. I think if it was a set on its own, it would be fine, but when I take a look at this, and I take a look at the lackluster tree as well, I'm just overall not super impressed. This tree to me is a very clear side build that was just sort of thrown in order to sort of bulk up the piece count and make it fulfill the budget a bit more. And look, I don't necessarily mind it. I mean, it is nice to have something to go along with the carriage, but I feel like it could have been something better. It could have been like a little bench outside of Hogsmeade Station, or it could have been maybe even just more minifigures and another baby Thestral. I feel like that would have sufficed, rather than a tree using a ton of really common pieces. But the thing that annoys me most about the tree is that it's not even entirely complete. There's like a brick hanging over and just like a gap taken out of it. Like, it's a very clear space. They really easily could have just put one of those like giant brick pieces in there and just called it a day, but there is a gap. There's like a tiny mushroom that doesn't even have like a printed mushroom top. It just really feels like we're taking whatever just, I guess, generic, easy, cheap pieces there are and putting them together. I even feel like if the leaves were like dark green, making it look a bit more spooky, since this set is in the Forbidden Forest or it's at night, it just would have been a little better. This just feels very lackluster to me, and we have had some amazing small budget Harry Potter sets, but unfortunately with these two builds sort of combined, when you take out, I guess, the star of the show, which is the Thestrals, the actual set itself doesn't feel that great. In saying that, I really enjoy the heroes of the set. I love that we have two brand new torsos for Harry and Luna. I love the fact that Luna's legs are complete. I think it's great. I don't quite understand why she has the Quibbler per se, but you know, I'll take it, especially with like the Spectre specs. Like, that was a thing from the Half-Blood Prince. I get that they're just sort of reusing the print and it's a cool accessory that people remember her by, but I guess technically it is inaccurate. The Thestrals are great. This is a really great way to get them. They're in a nice cheap set, especially if you've got the old carriage for Fantastic Beasts. You can combine them. You've now got two adults and a baby. It's great. But this is the selling point for this set, and that alone I don't think is worth the price tag. The build on the side, there's not that many great pieces either that I feel like you can part it out. It does look fine to me, but this definitely is a set that I feel like you're gonna be buying just to either hit like a threshold for a promo, or you've like seen it in some sort of toy sale or like Amazon sale, like Amazon Black Friday, like this is on sale. Alright, yeah, okay, now's the time to get it. Like, that's what I really think this set is. All that being said, I definitely don't think this is the worst Harry Potter set ever. I definitely don't think it's bad, but I also don't think it's good. It's just very meh. Like, nothing is screaming out to me. As much as that baby Thestral is adorable, it's just very mediocre. I would not rush out and get this. I also don't think you necessarily need to buy it unless you're like a huge Thestral or Order of the Phoenix fan. You can skip this, and it's such a shame because this is the cheapest set of the wave and everything else is super expensive. We've had a lot of great Harry Potter small sets, and honestly I think they've been some of the best of the entire range that LEGO has to offer at that price point, but this unfortunately is not one of them. But let me know your thoughts on this set in the comments down below, and if you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel down below, and until next time, I'll see you later.